Hello and welcome to the next Nyblit tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be talking about a new feature we've just launched called progressive states. Progressive states allow you to add subtasks within workflows. If you're not yet familiar with workflows, I suggest you go back and watch that tutorial first, but I am going to be going over the workflow process in this tutorial just as a reminder, just so everything is really clear. So in this tutorial, since this is a British app and also a lot of my users are in the US, I'm going to be educational and explain how to make a British cup of tea. So since this is a regular task, we can add a workflow. So we'll give it a name and we'll just call it tea. I think that's actually a coffee, but never mind. And as you can see, there's a progressive states switch. We're going to leave that turned off for now, and we're just going to hit create. So we've got our make a British cup of tea task and our cup of tea workflow, and now we need to add some statuses. So in progress, let's add some steps here. So we need to boil water, put tea bag in mug, brew, add milk, add sugar. And we can add some blocked statuses as well, and these are things that would block our tea making. So that could be the kettle is broken, and we could say no tea bags, and we can add some later statuses as well. So the difference between later and blocked is later is like snoozing the task, so that's something that's delaying the task, but we know that we can come back to it in an hour. So let's say let's say there's a power cut that we know is just going to be for 30 minutes. So let's just say there's a power cut, and then done can just be served. There we go. So we've got some steps in our workflow now. So let's go to in progress, and we'll start with boiling the water. So this is where progressive states comes in. The way things worked previously, you could change status, so boil water, and then I can tap put tea bag in mug, and then I can tap brew. So I can change status easily. But what progressive states is going to allow you to do is to turn these steps into subtasks. To turn it on, all you have to do is go to your workflow. So this is the workflow I just created, and switch on use progressive states. Now, when I tap brew here, you can see we've actually got subtasks which we can tick off. And if you notice, there's a progression ring right here where the menu button is. As I go through, boil water, put tea bag in mug, brew, add milk, all the way until the task is complete. We can tick these items off. What you'll also notice is that each of these items, each of these subtasks has a little ring segment next to it, which represents how much of the overall task that step contributes to completion. And we can fine tune that if we just tap the weight icon here. So we can say boiling water is a really big step, and putting the tea bag in, that's just a little step, and brewing, that's about there, and adding milk and adding sugar. So now all of these subtasks, we've basically given them a score, and Nyblit has calculated a relative percentage to how much each of those subtasks contributes to the overall completion of the task. So as you can see, all the little segments have changed. So boiling water, that's now a big chunk. Put the tea bag in, that's just a little one. Brewing is a bit bigger, and we're just finishing with these little ones, and the task is completed. So that's how progressive state works, and it's sticky as well. And what I mean by that is, if we get halfway through, if we get to put tea bag in mug and we don't have any tea bags, we could go to blocked and say no tea bags. And as you can see, the completion ring is still there, so we know how far we got before the task was blocked, and we can go back to in progress, and we can get, if I can actually tap on put tea bag in mug, so that is now the active task, and when that's complete I can check it off. There we go. As usual, we come to brew, and oh no, there's going to be no power for the next 30 minutes for some reason, and we can say power cut, and we can time that to 30 minutes in order to snooze the task. Set delay later, and there we go, we've got a 30-minute timer, and we'll be notified when that's ready, and we can go back to our progressive state, so we can go back to brew, and we could also tell it exactly where to go when it's ready. So if we go into the delay timer, we can actually say return to in progress state, brew, set delay. So that means that it will actually go back into the correct progressive state when it returns to in progress. But I'll just do it manually for now. So that's progressive states, and we hope this is going to be a really useful feature for chunking down tasks that you perform regularly. And as usual, I'd love to hear your feedback on this and ways in which you're using it, criticism, ideas, praise. You can contact me via the app. Just hit contact developer right here. Hope you're enjoying Nyblit. There's lots more still to come, and thanks for watching the tutorial. Talk to you soon.